What's up, y'all? This is Sonia Jones of GIP Financials, your Mr. Miyagi of money. So this is part 2 of best practices for budgeting. If you missed part 1, make sure that you check that way or that way to catch part 1 of best practices for budgeting. So as a recap, we talked about the first 3, which were make sure that you're honest with yourself about your budgeting, using auto pay, and as well as making sure that you budget based off of your payday, because make sure that you are paying yourself CEO in your business. So we're going to move forward with the last 3 of best practices for budgeting. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to go and get pen and paper. So pause this, go get your writing materials, and come on back. All right. So you ready? Let's get into it. So number 4 of best practices for budgeting, what you want to do is include some me money in your budget, right? So we're going to take it 2 ways. You should have some discretionary spending or some cash reserves for your business, right? Because things can happen. That's first thing. But also, as you're paying yourself out of your business to your personal account, make sure you have some discretionary funds, some play money, some me money, because one, you deserve to have some fun, right? Whether it's getting your nails done, getting your face, right? Saving up for a trip or what have you. Make sure that you are including some money for you to take care of your personal needs, right? And self-care, Starbucks money, whatever you want to call it, it's your money. But you also make sure that you have some cash reserves in your business fund. All right. That's part. Number 5. All right. It's always easier to increase your income than to decrease your expenses. When the cash flow gets a little tight, as the CEO of your business, you always want to think about, how can I bring more money into my business, right? As opposed to, how can I tighten up? It's just easier to flow from that level of energy, okay? And especially if you're thinking about your personal finances, right? You got to tap into those gifts and what other things that you can do to bring in income into your house, right? Even if you got to take a season to, do some gigs or some odd end jobs or anything like that to bring in income for a temporary amount of time to make sure that everybody's good, that you have peace in your house, especially if you have a family or a spouse. It's just worth it to add that little extra bit of effort to ensure that everybody's good. You cannot function as a CEO, right, at 100% if you're stressed out. Period. So if that means you having to possibly, I know we talked about DoorDash on video 1, but if you got to do some Instacart or some DoorDash just to bring in some extra cash to take care of, some bills, I would rather you do that than trying to sit and worry about how you're going to get from point A to point B financially, right? So take that into consideration, right? It's always better to increase your income than to decrease your expenses. And then last but certainly not least, for all of your, like your insurance, your cell phone bill, make sure that you're negotiating those terms and those rates annually. You'll be surprised at how much money you can save by just even saying, you know what, whoever vendor that is, cell phone person, insurance person, I'm looking at your competitor to take advantage of what specials that they have. Make sure that you contact them and compare prices annually to ensure that you're getting the best rates and you're saving the most money that you can. And especially when it comes to cell phone bills and stuff like that, or cable bills and stuff, a lot of those companies will help you to break those contracts, just so you can get on their team. So I would definitely leverage those things if at all possible, especially if you're a CEO, if you are a part of any networks like BNI, your local chamber of commerce, anything like that, and they have, connections with insurance companies or cell phone companies, things like that. Tap into those resources so you can save some money, right? Every joint supplies, so take advantage of those networks that you're affiliated with. Okay, so again, let's recap. Me money. You got to have some me money, right? Think about increasing your income versus decreasing your expenses when it comes to adjusting your cash flow and getting back on, level playing field. And then last but certainly not least, make sure that you are negotiating all of your terms and leveraging your networks for the best deals possible for long-term planning. All right, so I hope that those little nuggets blessed you. So you're thinking about, I got to do what I need to do to get my cash flow in check, to get my business budget in check, as well as my personal budget in check. So again, make sure that you click the link below and invest in yourself. Dude, you are worth $10, right? Sacrifice that cup of coffee or that lunch so you can find out how to maximize your cash flow by having a super fire budget. Yes, I'm using my Memphis language to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for your household, right? And for your business. Budgeting is everything, right? It's all about perspective. So again, I'm Sonia Jones with GIP Financials, your Mr. Miyagi of money. And as always, get in position. Peace.